Okay, even though everybody's here today, I think I had one or two students absent in the other class. I'll go ahead and record this. So this is 5.3. Looking at the bottom of page 190 here really quick. On 190, they're giving you an example, and you guys could look at that later on. I just wanted to point out one thing to you here. And the example problems I gave you just a couple minutes ago, I pointed out that, 12 times 30, it is going to be 360. So that means 12 times x is going to be 48. And so the question is, how would you find out what x is? And it's just simply going to be, and you would write this down, 48 divided by 12. And the answer to that is 4. So x equals 4. Make sure you write that down. 48 divided by 12 equals 4, so x equals 4. You get that, Mr. Wickland? All right. So now we're looking on page 191. And again, as I said earlier, I think some of these might help a few of you, but it could be kind of confusing the way they set this up. So let me give you a hand here. And again, as I do some of these, I do want you guys to write this down and follow along here. Let me focus on this a little bit better. So the very first one, number 1 here, it says write the missing numbers to find 154 divided by 11. Well, I'm just going to start off right here, and I'm going to go ahead and divide 154 by 11. All of you can write that down. And I'm going to just look at 11 here. Does 11 go into 1? No. Does 11 go into 15? Sure does. It goes in one time. I'm going to put down 11, and I'm going to subtract 11 from 15. That's going to give me 4 left over. Now what do? I bring down the other number. 11 goes into 44 how many times? 4 times. So I'll be subtracting 44, and of course there's nothing left over. So remember what I said earlier is that if you multiply these two together and get what's inside, then you know you have the right answer. And if you were to multiply 11 times 14, you would get 154. So I know we're right. But now they have this model here for us to look at. And I just want to say that the 10s would go right here, and the 1s would go right here. So what they're doing is they're breaking down 14. Here's 10 plus 4 would be 14. So the 1s go right here, and the 10s, which would be 110, goes right there. Well, now we could just simply do the multiplication. 11 times 10, that's 110. 11 times 4 is 44. So they break this down more here, and you might look at it and be kind of confused, but 11 times 10 is what they're talking about, equals, I'll pull a stick here, Mr. Ward, what's 11 times 10?
11 times 10 equals 110.
110 goes right there. And then 11 times 4, put up 10 points, Mr. Ward. 11 times 4, Mr. Andreessen?
44.
44. So they're saying 154, which is 110 plus 44, equals 11 times something plus 11 times something. Well, what is that? That's 11 times 10 plus 11 times 4. And then 154 equals, I don't know why they didn't put that there, equals 11 times, 10 plus 4. And 154 equals 11 times 14. So 154 divided by 11 equals 14. Oh my gosh. That's a lot, but not answering questions right now. We're just going to do the video. When we're all done, I'll be happy to answer questions. Let's look at number 2. Going to do the same thing. 156 divided by 12. Let me pull a stick here. Miss Thornburg, does 12 go into 1?
No.
Does it go into 15?
Yes.
How many times? Once. And I subtract 12 from 15, what's left over?
31.
Okay. Now I bring down the 6. Miss Thornburg, does 12 go into 36?
Yes.
How many times?
3 times.
Yeah, 3 times. So, and it's 36, so there's nothing left over. So again, I could check my work. If I wasn't sure if I did it correctly, I could just go 12 times 13. Well, that's 156. And that's what you would get. So we know that's correct. Well, now let's fill this out. I'm going to put a 12 over here. Now this is a 10 spot. Let me pull a stick here. This is going to be just like the one we did a moment ago. Mr. Burton, what do you think goes right here?
15.
Not 15. Good try. Mr. Wickland, what do you think goes right there?
10.
Yeah, 10. What goes right here, Mr. Wickland? One spot. What goes right there?
3.
Okay. Now everybody do 12 times 10, put it there. Do 12 times 3, put it there. Do it. TM, 12 times 10 is?
12 times 10 is 120.
12 times 3 is?
36.
There you go. Okay. Now, let's look at number 3 together here. You guys watch what I do here. 682 divided by 22. Now, I want all of you to write this down maybe for number 3 right in here. And number 4, I don't know, you could squeeze it in right over here somewhere. But I want to see this. You're writing down what I'm writing down. Okay. So 22 into 60, well, 22 doesn't go into 6, but it does go into 68. And, well, what's 22 plus 22?
44.
44. That's 2 times. What if I added another 22? What's that?
6.
66. So that's 3 times now. 66 is almost 68, so obviously I can't add another 22. So I'm going to put 3 times, and I'm going to put 66. And I'm going to subtract, and I have 2 left over. Now what do? I bring down the...
3. 2.
Oh, Mr. Hubert put up 10 points. And Ms. Thornburg, I think you need to put up 10 points also. So bring down a 2, and 22 obviously goes into 22 1 time. Nothing left over. And so the answer is 31. Make sure you've written that down so I can see your work. That is modeling, I guess, my work. I'll just put 31 right here. Now number 4. 143 divided by 11. Pull a stick here. Miss Pipkin, does 11 go into 1?
Yes.
No, 11 does not fit into 1. Does 11 fit into 1? No. Does 11 fit into 14? 1 time. I subtract. What's left over?
3.
Miss Pipkin, what's left over here? What do I do now? Bring down the other 3. 11 goes into 33 how many times? 3 times. And then I could, if I multiplied 11 by 13, I would get 143, so I would know my answer is correct. So again, this little bit of work, squeeze it in here somewhere. I want to see it. Okay. All right. Now what that video that didn't take very well was on, it was 6 and 7, but I'll get to those in a moment here. It says use the diagram to find 182 divided by 13. Well, I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to put 182 and I'm going to divide that by 13. And somebody's going to walk me through it here. Miss Jennings, does 13 fit into 1? Does 13 fit into 18? Okay, you let her answer. Eyes up here. Does 13 fit into 18?
Yes.
How many times? Once. Now we're subtracting that 13 from 18. What's left over? Yep. Now what do I do? Don't know? Should I do something with this 2? Yes. Now the question is, how many times does 13 fit into 52? So, how are we doing on time here? Yeah, we're doing okay. So I don't know, but I think, oh, it probably fits 3 times because I know that's 39. 13 times 3 is 39. So I'm just going to write down 39. I'm kind of doing this in my head. And that's smaller than 52. I'm going to add one more 13, see if it fits in 4 times. And 3 plus 9 is 12, carry the 1. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5, 52. There it is. So it's exactly 4 times. So everybody should have written this down just like I have it there. And so the 10s go right there. The 1s go right there. 13 times 10 is 130. 13 times 4, well, we already did that one. That's 52. Okay? Now I'm going to show you guys that short video that didn't take. We're going to look at number 6 together here. Because for 6 and 7, of course, none of the examples that we've done so far are like 6 and 7. So here's number 6. And of course, they don't give you any room to work here, but I'm going to write down 342. And I'm going to divide that by 38. Okay? 38 doesn't go into 3. 38 doesn't fit into 342. It doesn't fit into 34. So then I have to use the whole number. I have to figure out how many times 38 fits into 342. And like I said in that video that you watched just part of it before the sound went south, I knew that 38 times 10 is 380. Well, 380 is bigger than 342. So that won't work. So then I just thought, well, I'll do 38. I know 10 is too big. I'll try 8. So 8 times 8 is 64. Carry the 6. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 6 more is 30. So it's 304. Well, would another one fit? I don't know. So let me add another 38. See what I get here. 8 and 4 is 12. Put down the 2, carry the 1. That's 4. 342. Oh, look at that. So it goes in exactly 9 times. 342. Nothing left over. And you can check your work by just simply multiplying 38 times 9, and you get 342. So that's number 6 done for you. Let's look at number 7. Number 7 is 720 being divided by 16. Well, 16 doesn't fit into 7. It does fit into 72. Oh man, how many times does 16 fit into 72? I don't know. I guess I could try 5 times. 16 times 5. 5 times 6 is 30. Put down the 0, carry the 3. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 more is 80. Oh, too big. Remember, it's got to be smaller than the number you're trying to fit it into. And 80 is bigger than 72. We're only dealing with 72, not 720 right now. We're not worried about the 0. Okay? So let's do 16 times 4. I heard somebody say that. So 4 times 6 is 24. Carry the 2. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 more is 6. So it looks like that's going to work. I'm going to put down a 4 here. And then it's, what's the number? 64. Now, this is what some students were confused about in the other class. They weren't sure where this second number is coming from. Where did you get 64? Well, I got 64 by multiplying 4 and 16. And just like in the previous problem, where did I get 342? By multiplying 9 and 38. Now, in this one here, again, we're just dealing with the first 2 digits. In the previous problem, we had to do the whole thing at once. But this one, we're able to break down. Anyway, so 64, 72, what's left over? 8. Got to bring down the 0. 80. Oh, wait, that looks familiar. Mr. Smith, we came across 80 before. When did we come across 80? Right here, in this problem. So how many times does 16 fit into 80? 5 times. We already did that one. That was convenient. Then we're done. So 16 fits into 720 45 times. If you have any doubt about that, you could actually multiply 16 by 45 and you will get 720. So some of these problems, it's going to take you maybe a few steps to figure it out. Okay? So I will probably do, no promises, never know. I will probably do a video to help you guys out with page 192. I hope that works out today. But in the meantime, with the few minutes we have left, go ahead and keep working on page 191 on your own. Let me end this video here.